Hey, how y'all doing? We're back. The Purpose of My Closure, Volume 1, How It Began. Okay. First, I want to welcome you back to the channel and tell you how grateful I am, and I appreciate all the response and the comments, a few comments below. But I get a lot of text messages and emails as well. And also, I'm going to put the P.O. box number in the description below. So if you want to write a letter, you have any questions, feel free. Okay, my life is a open book. Okay, so we're going to do episode 6, which is chapter 6 in the book, which is family business. Okay. Now, just to go over just a little bit, because maybe some people don't understand, you may just, zoom through, stroll through and found this channel. We're talking about purpose and closure. And the purpose of closure is to get closure, to enter into your divine purpose. Because a lot of times people find themselves just going over and over in a revolving, shut, slam doors. And they find themselves in the same situation, no matter what it looked like. My name is Cassandra Brand, aka Miss Alexis, and I am an author, obviously a YouTuber. We're growing. Come and grow with me on this journey, because I really is very sincere. I'm very sincere about helping others, because I know for a fact that there is someone out there that can relate. Or maybe I just want to let you know you're not alone. Okay? We done went through the transitioning, and we're here today. I have 4 books, and we're on volume 1, which is The Purpose of My Closure and How It Began. So we're on the 6th chapter, which is the 6th episode of this YouTube channel. And the name of it is called Family Business. Family Business. So let's not hold up any longer. And after we finish this chapter, we're going to reiterate on what we read and what we shared about, okay? This is Family Business in 1971. My 2nd grade teacher named Mrs. Emishi, boy, she was a mean old white woman with gray hair, well dressed, with bifocal glasses, and pushed the issue about learning how to read. Now, I appreciate her because reading wasn't my favorite subject, but it's the most important subject to learn. Reading is not an option. It is a necessity in life, for life, especially for business. I'm going to stop right there. And no disrespect to anyone, any nationality or anyone. I am a black woman. I'm a little light, but I am a black woman. They say if you ever want to keep anything away from a nigga, put in a book, because they don't like to read. So start reading. Even if you just read like a sentence or a chapter a day, to feed your brain and to give you knowledge, okay? And if you're past reading all day, start writing your own book to your best capacity. Now, I've lost my place here. Now, during the beginning of the school year, our family business began to grow. My parents hired a white woman as our maid. Her name was Miss Terry. She was a short, heavy, gray-haired, old Polish woman with a big stomach, no front teeth, and had a high-pitched voice, sneaky and very nosy. always rambling through our house. Now this happened when my parents wasn't home, but I was just a little girl, okay? But I was very observant. Pay attention while you be having people taking care of your kids. You think they just sitting there not doing nothing besides eating your food during this time. When I had my kids, they was running up my phone bill and rambling. I've had some experiences. Shoot, I had one lady that was taking care of my kids. I have found pictures. She had cut my father's children head off the picture. Okay? Now we're exposing. We're getting out of that metrics. We're entering to our divine purpose. And we are becoming more awakened. That's the purpose of closure. Okay? Now, Terry was, like I said, a very short lady. I gave you the description. I couldn't really figure her out either. My family always asked me what I was thinking about. I paid attention to everything going on around me. I would say, I'm just observing. Now, I was a little girl. I didn't know how to say observing. I said observing. My family laughed at me. They thought it was cute how I was trying to pronounce observing, which was a pretty big word in my new vocabulary at such a young age. One day, Miss Terry picked me up from school, brought me home, and told me to go up the stairs. Wait a minute, excuse me. And told me to go upstairs to change out my school clothes. When I came back down the stairs, I saw Miss Terry climbing the step ladder up to my parents' closet. I looked up and noticed under her flowered dress blood stains in her panties. Being only a second grader, I found that very astonishing. I told my mom what I saw because I thought she was cleaning, but she was cleaning out my parents' savings. They stashed in money, in a money bag, hidden in their closet. My dad fired her because my mom told my dad what I said, and he realized she had been stealing from them, which caused a lot of confusion in our home. Now be careful who you allow in your home and listen to what your children tell you about people. My parents worked very hard operating and owning their soul food restaurant in the hood on the east side of Buffalo, New York. It has been established on May 3rd, 1968, a day before my parents' anniversary. Without having a maid to help my parents with housekeeping or babysitting us while they worked, my sister Tanya and I had to help at the restaurant on weekends and sometimes weekdays late in the evening, mopping and sweeping the floor with a broom and mop that was bigger than me, taking food orders and cleaning crates of chicken. This was as a culture shock to me. Now let me explain what is cleaning of the chicken. Okay? I had to split the chicken open, take out the intestines. Now I'm a little kid, okay? Make sure I save the livers and gizzards because mom and dad sold them in the restaurant as a side order. Just like my mom did when she was a little girl, except I didn't have to raise chickens and wring their necks. My parents would purchase them by the crates from Will's Poultry on William Street. We specialize in buffalo chicken wings. The customers called me Little French Fries. My nickname was originally started from Mr. Smack, who lived across the street from us on Guilford Street. I dumped order of fries and chicken in the deep fryer when it got very busy or my parents were busy doing something else. Getting Split was basically a takeout restaurant with a few booths to sit and eat. There was a long black counter I had to keep clean all the time. In the back was a room where dry supplies were stored. I had to take naps and do my homework on a long wooden table used to roll dough for sweet potato pies. The restaurant was about 1,200 square feet with a huge walk-in silver freezer. There was a room with a long silver sink where I had to wash crates of collard mustard and turnip greens. My dad and mom taught me how to use the cash register. I was exposed to doing business and handling money at a very young age. The sudden change in schedule took a physical toll on our entire family and cut deeply into our family time. It would be late at night before we got home. Can anyone relate to that? Even if you're not a business owner, just work. The whole schedule changes, and it's like when you get home, the sun is down, and you like, it's just time to go to bed. Where's our family time? Spend time with your family. Make time. Now, next door to our restaurant was Mr. Wallop's Barbershop and Mr. King's grocery store. He would give us free candy too, just because we were Mr. and Mrs. Brand's daughter. I was everybody's little Sandy. The building on the corner downstairs was a bar. When closing time, people came to our restaurant to get buffalo chicken wings and fries. Upstairs was an after-hour gambling joint where my dad spent a lot of time. Now, any of you are familiar, they call them speakeasies. But they used to have like liquor and gambling, and well, we had the food downstairs. And now, you know, it's a little advanced. They be having strippers and dancers and extracurriculum and stuff like that. And we're talking about update because it was in 71. So we're like going to the next level. So we're on the foundation is the same. The outcome is just the game. So the game don't change. Only the players. Remember that. Now, at our restaurant, I met all kinds of people, drug dealers, pimps, thefts, prostitutes, and older men who tried talking to me personally. Now I'm a little girl. Like my two oldest daughter, father, William Harper. I met him working in our family restaurant when I was about 10 years old. I have been younger. I was about 10 years old. I may have been younger, okay? One day he came to the restaurant to order food. As I was taking his order, I never forgot what he said to me. One day I will have you. I learned later in years that he was one of my father's co-workers at Chevrolet plant. This is another example, being careful who you have your children around. Now, behind the restaurant was my dad mechanic, Mr. Neal. He owned his garage and worked on almost everyone in the neighborhood's car. He was a short, dark man, always covered with oil, grease, and dirt. I've always been surrounded by business owners. Further down the street was Mr. Neasley family. My sister Tanya and I played with their children when we didn't have chores to do at the restaurant. The Neasley family owned a beauty and barbershop too. The Neasley family was very large. They lived in operated their business in a building that was 3 levels. We called it a storefront in those days. You gotta know what a storefront is, which I think is very wise. Very disappointing in Buffalo because they would live upstairs, or and then have their business downstairs, or have a building that had like 3 or 4 apartments, and all the children would live in it, and it was just more united. Now everybody want to have these over expensive houses, and live like city to city, town to town, state to state. Where is the unity in family? When you have skills and gifts in your family, consolidate it. I'm just saying, that's a feedback. It's not in the book. I'm just updating my response. Now, in the summer months, we were at the restaurant day and night, when school is out. Now, because we ain't got no maid to babysit and watch, because she was stealing. So mom and daddy start, how the Oriental people, the Chinese people, Vietnamese people take their kids and do nails and sit them on their lap and still be doing their work. Okay? There's no excuse. All this child care, daycare. If you're a business owner, now if you're a slave for the master, you can't do this. They'll pay you $500,000 a week, and you have to end up paying $250 or $500 a week for child care, not including light, gas, rent, mortgage, car note, insurance, phone bill, that part. Okay. Some days we went to our granny's house on Emsley Street. We had to work at Granny's house. Also, she have us to help make and roll dough, peel sweet potatoes made for sweet potato pies. Now, Granny loved the Lord. She had a Bible sitting on the dining room table, reading and praying at the same time. All her children would come and go, checking on her, or to bring money to her from the pies sold and the restaurants and the stores she made. Yes, my granny was a businesswoman too. My Uncle James and Peter Young and my Aunt Maud owned soul food restaurants too. It was a family business. Everyone loved Granny's sweet potato pies. She was the foundation of it all. Now, she chose sweet potato pies, but she raised her children on a farm to bring the next. Okay? And you have to listen to the other episodes to catch on what's going on. Or you can just Google it. Okay? I'm documenting the story. Everyone has their story. But it's all about God's glory. It ain't about, well, my dad did this and my mom did this. It was a family business. Now, people jump over hoops and loops for T.I. Family business. And he a chap to me. He just started, what, 10, 15, maybe 20 years ago? No, we talked about since 1966. This is 2022. The foundation of family business. Mind your business. Leave other people's business alone and get you some business. Get you some family business. My name is Cassandra Brand, aka Miss Alexis. Please subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification button and don't forget to like and share. We just now starting to really get into it. I was just laying the foundation. Everyone has a story inside of them. Tell your story. Don't think it's not important or insignificant, because you do matter. And your story for God's glory will be a blessing and be able to help someone else. Thank you for listening. You have a very blessed and productive day. See you later. Ciao.